Hi, I'm Terry. In this video series, we're going to talk about pick guns, locksmith pick guns. As a beginner locksmith and someone who's learning how to pick locks, just practice picking the various methods you've seen in the other videos. Pick guns are a little bit addicting because they do work. They work like a dam. You know, they can pick the locks open. This one I got, this is probably 30 years old. I've had a whole bunch, as you can see, I've tried every manufacturer. Some of them last forever, some of them break right away. Some of them are sealed units, some of them you can strip down and replace parts. There's various manufacturers of the pick guns. You'll find, I got LockAid, I've got Majestics, I've got, what's this one? Oh, LockAid, Life, the Majestic pick guns. I think the Majestic have a lifetime guarantee, and so do the Lifes. They're sealed units. Some of them are you can take apart. They seem to last forever if you get a good quality one, and they're not expensive. But the offshore, don't buy them. They're going to break. They won't even last a day. The pick guns, in my opinion, they're mostly good for like doing Kwikset, Schlage, something with a keyway where you can get the pick gun in. They work basically by they bounce the pins, so it's almost like bumping. They has a free so they can bounce and not grab and not get twisted. You don't twist them, you don't turn them. Get them in there nicely, and we'll go over that. That's why they work really, really good. Now, I know Kwiksets are super easy to pick anyways, but sometimes you get a lock that's just giving you a little bit of trouble. Not all locks are 100% pickable. Even a Kwikset, if it's got a sticky pin or something wrong, it won't pick. Then you use out your other tools. You could go to a pick gun, you go to electronic pick guns, the vibrating pick guns, right up to bump keys. And our final pick is the rotary pick. If you can't get it open, you drill it. We are locksmiths. We have to be able to get through that door. It's a little bit different if you have a door where they don't care how much time and effort, you have to pick it open with no signs of entry. Different story. So you try different tools. But as we're locksmiths, you know, I only give it about 10 minutes tops. If I can't get it picked in any of the various methods, then I'll go to the rotary pick too. There's no shame in using the rotary pick. We're in business to make money. But this talk is about the pick gun. There's several manufacturers, and they're very, very similar how they work. What I find best for me is there's right on the side here, we have high and low. So high tension or low tension. I find most of the brand names, they do really well. They last a long time. The offshore stuff, they just fall apart. This is a new one. I'm modifying it. I'm playing with it. When I was a little kid, that was before kindergarten, my dad was actually making something very similar to this. It was really clunky, and he was having it made. Now, he had a bunch of them kicking around the shop. So for me, because I was always playing with the locks and the picks, to me, it was just, it's cowboys and Indians. Yeah, I get to, you know, armed rob. Maybe you can't say cowboys and Indians anymore. It was like, you know, bang, 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 and we were having fun with these things. And then after a little bit, yeah, I took it apart because, you know, it was all machined. It was really nice, high quality. I wish I still had it kicking around somewhere. And I took it apart, and then I just literally, everything inside was razor blade sharp. I cut my hands to shreds. I was walking around with bandages. But my dad was making pick guns, so that'd be like the early 60s. And he didn't like the pick gun. He was a really good lock picker. I was the same. I tended to go more lock picking, but I've had some students during classes, our lock picking classes, they can pick everything with the pick gun. It's just how much time you want to practice and what you want to spend and what works for you, what's comfortable. I'm a lock picker. I'm not really a pick gun person. The pick guns all have high, low, or max. Now, I always recommend going low tension to start. Now, the interesting thing is I tend to like a very simple pick, just the straight pick. There's different angles, different leverage. Some of them have wavy. You know, all you really need is keep it simple and put it into the lock, and you just got to get it nicely in there. It doesn't really matter which manufacturer you use. They're all extremely very similar. You have the pick. I always like the straight pick. You have the trigger. This is the tension adjustment. It goes from low to high. Some of them say maximum. This one you can actually pull apart, replace pieces, fix it. This one's sealed. I don't find any difference between the two. The sealed ones from good manufacturers last forever. So what I always do is I start it off on low tension to start with, and then when it's not picking, I just, you know, give it a try, and I just adjust my tension. So this one I would start off on low. And sometimes it picks. Again, light tension on your tension wrench. Pull the trigger. Just give it a couple turns. A couple more tries. Again, some people like 2 clicks. I like 3. You just got to use what you're used to. And just keep on adjusting it till you open it. If it doesn't open going through this, then try another method. Bring out a bump key, or maybe you have to drill it. Okay, I like to use WD-40. I like to go in from the top of the profile. Let's adjust that. That's light tension to start. Now look at that. I find it really, really important to be light tension. Don't crank her. I know this is a rigid, but you can really crank these. There's no point in it. You're just going to bind everything. So I like light tension. Locksmiths should have gentle hands. So light tension. Oops. That was all ready to go. The interesting thing with the pick gun, usually it works pretty good. It will pick it will open the lock. If you have like a Y1 keyway, like the Yale, some of the low profile European keyways, some of the ASAs, you got the profile, you're not going to get a good hit at it. So that's the limitations of this style of pick gun. It doesn't do some of the pancentric keyways. It's a little bit more difficult. Kwikset, Weiser, Schlage, absolutely fantastic. When you can't pick it, you go for this. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Subscribe to my channel. Also, visit my website and you can see what online locksmith training I have for beginners, intermediate, and advanced, as well as my covert methods of entry and my non-destructive methods of entry.